Hello and welcome to another taste challenge. This one was a little bit unexpected due to a schedule change, but it's going to count for an upcoming day. Now, this is Bushmills blended Irish whiskey. And this is from Northern Ireland in the United Kingdom. All right, so Northern Ireland is still part of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. It says on the back, age at least 3 years, but according to the website, it's age 5 years. So at least 3 years and 5 years would fit that. Imported by Proximo Spirits, Jersey City, New Jersey. Proximo Spirits is a big company. They own Jose Cuervo. It says original grant to distill 1608. So it's not saying that this whiskey is from 1608. It's saying that there was a grant to distill whiskey given out in 1608. Bushmills really wasn't started. This brand wasn't started until 1787. And if you look at older advertisements and even older bottles, it says since 1787. Okay. Now they change the label quite often. So like it's the same general label over the last 100 years, but they kind of tinker with it. And it's a squared off bottle, which is convenient because you can fit more in a box for shipping. Triple distilled, aged in ex-bourbon barrels and ex-sherry barrels, sherry wine barrels. Checking in. Hey, good to see you, Jeep and Foodie. Caleb. Now, the competitor is a recent brand, only introduced in 2016. And there's a castle on there. It's imported Drumcastle barrel-aged Irish whiskey. This is aged for 3 years in ex-bourbon barrels and ex-wine barrels. So here they say casks, and here they say barrels. But a cask and a barrel is the same thing. It's just different names for the same product. You know, a barrel. We call it a barrel in America. Okay, elegant and smooth product of Ireland, blended by master distillers of Irish whiskey. Now, do they age it in ex-bourbon barrels, then transfer it to wine barrels? Or is it some of it aged in wine, some in bourbon barrels, and then they blend them? I don't know. And I'm not going to find out. There's no website listing for this product. They don't even say on this website if Bushmills is like first aged in bourbon barrels and transferred to ex-sherry barrels. It's really a mystery. But it is from County Antrim in the British-controlled part of Ireland. And this is from the Irish Republic. And this one runs about $22. So you figure $20 to $22 per bottle. This one's $17.99, but they had it on sale for $14.99. So I bought it because it went on sale again, as I said, $14.99. I liked it the first time I had it years ago, and I'm buying it again. It'll be the last time I buy it, I'm sure. I don't think it's got any chance against Bushmills, tell you the truth. Bushmills original, this is their basic model, all right? So this is the basic one. Like I said, $20 to $22. They've got 28-year age. That could be hundreds of dollars and will be hundreds of dollars per bottle. But I'm not dealing with that now or probably ever, but you can do it. Aluminum cap. All right. I'm trying to see something. Single malt whiskey distilled in copper pot stills combined with fine grain whiskey. And that's what blended is, grain whiskey, which gives you the base, the body, but the flavor is going to mostly come from the single malt whiskeys. Just like American blended whiskey. American blended whiskeys usually have a bourbon flavor, and you want to know why? Because they're using grain spirits as the base, but 20% of it, or sometimes 75%, is coming from the straight bourbon that's added. That's where your flavor is coming from. This is gold, very light gold, the Bushmills, and the Drumcastle is extremely pale, and it is like not even, it's, you know, it's like straw. I don't think the Bushmills has any coloring added. And I don't think the the Bushmills might, and I don't think the Drumcastle does because it's oh so very pale. You, Bubba, says Panther's Rule. Same to you. Let's see. The prize fighter of Irish whiskey, the world's best whiskeys. It's a popular brand, you know, one of the big brands. The cornerstone of our family, Bushmills Original, is a smooth and versatile triple distilled blend, an approachable whiskey which has been matured in both bourbon and sherry casks, resulting in fresh fruit and vanilla notes. Vanilla caramel, summer fruits, honey, and oatmeal cookies. I don't recall ever tasting oatmeal cookies. Then you can make a John Collins made with Bushmills Original. And I got the recipe if you want to check it out. I'll put the link below. It dates back before Prohibition. The recipe, there's no better whiskey for making a classic pre-Prohibition cocktail. I mean, you know, they're going to all be awesome, right? Any website you read, they're always the best. I need to try Bushmills, says Panther's Rule. I've only had the Jameson and Proper 12 as far as Irish whiskey. I've not had the Proper 12, so there you go. That's one I need to buy. I mean, don't need to buy. You know what I mean. Need to buy it in the context of taste challenges. Obviously, I don't need to buy any whiskey. It's just a want, not a need. A lot of people confuse wants and needs. All right. This challenge shouldn't take too long. Wouldn't think so. It just smells like grain spirits, like corn alcohol, ethanol. That's what that is. Whoops. Spilling a little. And there's bread dough from the single malt, a little oak wood. Yeah. I'm not sure which is which right now in the aroma. Let's go over here. Yeah, I didn't pour a lot, so it's hard to pick up the nose, but same type thing. This one's a little sharper in the nose, which might mean that it's using the sherry casks. Sherry is a dessert wine, usually around 18%. Sometimes, you know, 17, 18% could be strong. You know, it's strong in the nose. So, but honestly, I wouldn't risk taking a guess right now on aroma only, although it's close. Now, price, $3 to $5. Okay, per bottle, and in this case, $5 to $7 because of the sales price, but I guess you can't count that. But I'm counting it because that's what I paid. I think I paid $20.99 for the Bushmills, and I know I paid $14.99 for the Drumcastle. I know that much. Okay. Standard. Vanilla. Honey. I say honey top white bread crust. Oak of some sort. I mean, barrel oak, but you know what I'm saying? Wine barrel, bourbon barrel. Sugar water. Whole kernel sweet corn. I don't taste gingerbread cookie like they're talking about on any of these, but that's fine. They know more about whiskey than I do, these companies. Taste over here. It's a stronger flavor. I was talking to some man, I don't remember his name. He was on James P. Madonna's Hangout. He was saying he found Bushmills a little harsh. And I was thinking to myself, when he was saying it, I was thinking it might have a bold enough flavor where he interpreted it as harsh because the flavor is bold. Not strong, really strong, but just bold. Has a presence. And I think this one does. And I think this is the Bushmills, but I can't be sure yet. I'm almost sure. Tastes a lot of fruit with proper 12. Might be right, because I never read their website. It might describe fruit for all I know. That could be the proper interpretation. This one's drier, that one's sweeter. 5-year age versus 3 years. Is that going to make a difference? Well, yeah, I guess it would. It wouldn't make a major difference, but I'm sure it would make a difference to some extent. Which one tastes better? Well, you know, when I went into this challenge, I was thinking, haha, Bushmills is just going to massacre it, you know, but I don't know. It's not happening. Yeah, I don't know if any Irish or Canadian whiskeys I've had would be would be called harsh. Said as harsh. I've had a few, not Irish, but some Canadian whiskeys that were kind of and are because I still have them, a little hard to take. But other people love them. You know, I'm not even going to mention the brand because they're like, oh, that's a great whiskey. What's wrong with you? I'm like, nothing wrong with me. I don't like it. Although I like it more than I had in the past. I'm getting that almond extract. Now that would make more sense with the tealings because that is aged. It's finished, not aged, but they finish it for maybe a year. Let it age in rum barrels from Central America, rum cask. Where in Central America? I don't know. Are they from Belize, Guatemala, Honduras, El Salvador, Costa Rica, Panama? Well, I bet you could find out or make a really good guess. Get on the Bacardi Limited website, find out what rum brands do they own from Central America. Well, we know Bacardi owns Bacardi from Puerto Rico. But what rum brands do they own that are in Central America? I bet you they own some. I bet you they're using those barrels because tealing is under the umbrella of Bacardi International. So it would make sense to use your own umbrella company's rum barrels instead of buying them from somebody else, right? Can't say that definitively, but it would make sense. I like it a lot. Whatever this is, I like it a lot. And I think it's a Drumcastle. Would I recommend Drumcastle? What? Are you kidding? For $14.99? Of course I would. And BC's Beer Reviews says that he loves it. He drinks liquor on the side sometimes, but he doesn't really do videos for it, but he should. I would watch him. He'd probably do a good job. I know he'd do a good job. It's hard to say here because these both have some of that almond extract, like the Canadian whiskeys do. I don't mean they actually contain almond extract. They don't. It has a flavor like that. I'm going to give a slight edge to Bushmills, or what I think is Bushmills, but I'm not sure if it justifies the $2 to $7 difference. $2 to $4 difference normally, but a $7 difference, $5 to $7 difference right now due to the sale price. But on Drumcastle. But I'm gonna say this is the Bushmills, and I prefer it by a little bit. But I can't really say I would pay the extra money. I might just make the trade-off. We talk about this on the website, on this channel a lot. Trade-offs. Trade-offs are what you usually have to do in life because you have choices, or what we call conflicts. Choices, you have to make a choice. And if it's a double approach conflict, either choice you make, double, 2 choices, approach. Either choice is an approach conflict. But in this case, it's not, because there's a price difference. So it's an approach avoidance conflict in some way. Double approach avoidance, really, but barely, because the Drumcastle, you pay less. That's the approach part, but you barely get an inferior product. You're barely getting an inferior product or a substitute product. You're getting one. It's a substitute product, but you're not losing much. So it's got to really evaluate it. But you wouldn't have to evaluate it too carefully on such a low price point with either one of these. You wouldn't want to get that involved with it. But let's say Bushmills is this one. Ha, it is. I got it right. Okay, I'm starting to get it right. Now, I knew I would get these right because these products are going to stand out a little more than Drumcastle. When I was going up against Patty's and Duhan's and Jameson and Teeling, not Teeling, that stood out. I meant to say Tullamore DEW, like you couldn't tell them apart. I like Tullamore DEW, I like Jameson, like Duhan's, like the others, but they're just kind of like all the same. You know what I'm saying? They like a bunch of the same type of products. People ask me all the time, what do you like more, Coors Banquet or Budweiser or Miller High Life or Pabst or all of that? I said, well, I like them all. They're all kind of like the same type thing. They're not exactly the same, but they're so close. And then the price is so close that it's like, it's not even worth worrying about. Now, Schlitz is a little above those. And you could say even Pabst, because it has such a unique, it does have a unique flavor. But in the overall scheme of it, they're pretty similar, but not. But and it's easy to get them mixed up. Cheers to you, Craig Swinson, for what? Thanks for watching. I do think the Bushmills Red Bush. Well, first the Black Bush, then the Red Bush, because Black Bush I'm gonna do next. That's from 1980. And the Red Bush from 2017. It's not even an old product. I think they're going to win. And I think they're going to not get confused with Drumcastle. And then it's back to Scotch. Because they got to do the Johnny Walker Black Label versus everybody else. It's going to take a while. Then I got to do the the Johnny Walker Gold Label Reserve versus everybody else. That's going to take a while. Then I got to do the Dewar's 15-year age versus everybody else. That's going to take a while. And then the Dewar's 18-year age versus everybody else. And that's going to take a while. Then finally, we'll be able to go on to brandy. I have an off, if you want to call it an off-brand, but it exists, and I bought it at a liquor store, and it's called Hervey, with no website listing. But it's a pretty interesting product, and it's going to be an interesting taste challenge series, I have to say. But the way I look at these two products, either way you go, you win. You win either way. You win with the Drumcastle. You win with the Bushmills Original. Now, last bit for comments, then we're finished. Panthers Rule says they don't produce the black Bushmills anymore. No, they do produce it. That's the one coming up next. The next taste challenge I do soon enough, not today for sure, but it's going to be the Black Bush. Yeah, you can buy it. It's about $30 a bottle, if you're lucky. Love the Johnny Walker Black, says Panthers Rule. I don't have the Johnny Walker Black. I have the double black. I've actually never tried the black. Can you believe it? In my whole life, never tried the Johnny Walker Black Label, 12-year age. But I mean, I plan on it, of course. So yeah, the Hervey, brandy, and then we got the rum, the Don Q Cristal against everybody. That's a great product. Oh man. Oh, I can't wait to try that one. Oh man, oh boy. And then tequila, the Sauza Silver. Is it any good? I don't know. I never had it, but considering its history and how famous it is, I'm sure it's got to be good. Been around so long. Salsa, you know, it's a big time product, and not expensive, but it's famous. They have expensive salsa offerings. The mainline ones, the gold and the silver and gold, are not expensive. It might be really good. I don't know if it's good. I've never even read a review, or I never read a review or watched a review of it. But I will after I do my own solo review. I don't want to be influenced. And then we have mezcal, and I don't even remember the mezcal I have. It's called something like Unity Mezcal. It's like different distillers that made this cooperative, and they didn't have enough money on their own to make a brand. You know what I mean? But they got together and they financed like a cooperative. Kind of like a Borden Milk, you know, it's a bunch of different dairy farmers. Or Land O'Lakes, a bunch of dairy farmers that make the butter, but they didn't have enough money on their own to make a brand, so it's probably going to be good. And then it's off to rye whiskey, and I don't even have another rye. I'm looking for Jim Beam rye right now. Total Wine is out. I went to International Market. They don't carry it. Mathern's doesn't carry it. Walmart doesn't carry it. Oh, man. I thought that was a more common product, but it isn't. Total Wine will probably get some more in stock, but I was aggravated. Jim Beam rye is nice. I want to try it, you know, but they were out. I was so disgusted, you know. I'm not driving all over the world looking for it. Apparently they have it at Ricky's, but Ricky's is not even close. All right. Anyway, good taste challenge. You did a good job, Drumcastle, as usual. Recommended, but couldn't beat the world famous Bushmills. Bushmills Crown Royal Rye. Oh yeah, the Northern Harvest Rye. That's a fabulous product. Not easily beaten. Not easily beaten. And Woodford Reserve Rye. Woo woo. Dickel Rye. Well. All their products taste like vanilla, Flintstone vitamins. I'm serious. I really, Dickel products taste like Flintstone vitamins. I like Flintstone vitamins, but I'm not really looking to find whiskey that tastes like that. And I'm not the only one that says that. A lot of people say it. And I did not get influenced by reading reviews where a bunch of people said it. And then I said, oh, yeah, I see that. On my own, from my own tasting, I said to myself, this tastes like something. And I was thinking. And then I said, oh, it's Flintstone vitamins. And then I saw a lot of other people said it. So it's there. If everybody's saying it, I think it's there. All right. Anyway. Oh, well, enough of that. All right. So we'll be back soon enough with a beer review, as you know. Thanks for watching this video production.